Hello, my people. Okay, so here's what we got going on. So I'm going to go ahead and post pictures probably shortly after this. But what you're looking at here is the drive truck for the Mighty Casey and Cranky. We're not focusing on him. We will focus on him later. But anyway, so what is this mess of parts that we've got laying right here in front of us? Now, I know it's kind of hard to see. I'm trying to 3D print a phone mount right now. Maybe it'll make it a little bit better, get you guys a little bit more elevated. But to show you, this is the drive wheel for the engine. Now, this is made out of metal. These wheels are made out of plastic. This is the drive axle itself. As you can tell, that's plastic. And then, of course, we got the most interesting piece of this ride on railroad that's actually giving me hope to be able to upgrade this a little bit better. This is metal. This whole thing's metal. This right here is where the motor drive actually connects to, but we're not going to look at this right now. This is in fact going to get repainted hopefully soon, but I just wanted to show you guys that. We're going to set this over to the side and we're going to look at this. Now, this is the motor unit to the Mighty Casey, which is going to be a part of the 5-inch gauge railroad build that we are working on. Now, this came literally apart like this. It was a pain to get this off. I'm going to tell you that now. But we got it off, and this was a 6-volt motor. And this right here is the gear. Now, that is also made out of metal. It does need to be cleaned up. And the old grease is kind of just caked and all grody and nasty. So we need to definitely clean that up. And then this piece right here is a piece of nylon gear, which is, I find that funny because they used metal on the drive motor, metal for the actual contact, which I will show right quick, is actually using this and this special gear right here, and it'll just turn all willy-nilly, and it's supposed to, of course, spin the wheel, but it's cogged here and then cogged here. I don't know how well you can see that in that light. So that's actually relatively interesting. Definitely a weird way of doing it, because usually you see like the power wheels and the newer stuff are direct drive completely off of the casing. And then this is what we are actually going to be focusing on right now for this video, is this motor. This motor here definitely look like it's seen better days. It doesn't look like it won't work, but I'm not sure. So I have a 9.6 volt. This is probably the worst thing to do, but I have a 9.6 volt LiPo battery. We are going to sit here and we are going to bench test this here. So let me grab my screwdriver and I will be right back. Okay, so I grabbed my screwdriver. I also grabbed my my wire crimpers too, and strippers. Can't talk or think today, apparently. So we are going to remove these 2 screws here that are holding it to the casing. And if you hear that sound in the background, I do apologize. Like I said, I am 3D printing a new phone mount to kind of help get the phone elevated a little bit better when we are on the workbench and doing stuff. Whereas I can use the Chromebook to pretty much 3D print to record as well. So. The second one. Aha. So, the casing is separated from the motor. And now, ooh, it's crazy. So if you look right here, the looks like these wires have been resoldered at a point in time, which that's weird. And this is automotive wiring, which, if that is original, I can definitely replicate that with better modern wiring. So we will see. This is either gonna blow up in my face and it'll be good for a good video, or it's gonna work. So we will check that out. Okay. Yeah, these wires have definitely had it. They have definitely had it. Okay. Aha. Okay. There's that. And so you guys can see. Hello. We got a little bit of something. Scared me a little bit there. I'm expecting it to go, no, sir, I am not doing this today. Alright, do it again. That is interesting. It does work. I'm very interested on that. Okay, so it's a big boy. So now we have an option because we are doing different. This obviously is very low powered, which means with the gear down, it's not really going to function like I want it to. So I'm thinking about doing what most people do. I'll probably still use this motor for now, and we'll just go ahead and rewire it back in and go ahead and, while we got all this apart, go ahead and clean up the motor casing, because, I mean, it is absolutely disgusting with the old grease, and it'll more than likely help it better to be greased up. What I'm going to do that I don't know is a good idea, I have wheel bearing grease, like car wheel bearing grease, and that's kind of what this stuff represents, is car wheel bearing grease, if you can see it. I may go ahead and re-lube it up with car grease, because it's metal on nylon, and I think that would probably help it better, and then it'd help keep the heat down, because again, if you look at the casing, it's not very happy. Fortunately though, this one does not want to come out. So let's see a second. Ooh, don't put that down. I don't want to clean it up. I mean, I have to clean it off my hands, but look at all that. And don't that look good? You want to eat that? Eat it. Eat it. Come on. Eat it. Nah, just playing. There's even like a little reservoir like looking tab, but that gear is not going to come out. I don't want to force it, but this old grease is definitely going to have to be replaced. I'm going to go ahead and probably wind up using automotive grease instead of this grease that they were using, just because it is metal on metal, and metal on metal ain't all that great. Alright, so we know the motor works. We know that the gears are in at least semi-decent shape. Let's take a look again at this. Now, this, of course, as I said in the beginning, is the original front piece. It's got plastic pieces that I do still have. One of them I'm going to have to repair, that cover up the wheels to make it look like it's like an actual bogie for a locomotive. The pieces that this connects to it sits like this. It bolts to the body on either side, and then it also bolts here and here. Now, unfortunately, because the bolt heads were completely rusted and obliterated apart, it would not separate from the body. So I had to take a hot knife to reduce damage and cut around that. So I'll have to make a piece of aluminum of some kind to put inside of there. That way we can just drill straight through the aluminum, and we're gonna bolt it in place because this is held together with it was held together with self-tapping bolt head screws, which is crazy to me. So the engine block sits similar to this, and what we'll do is we'll just continue to use this, but I do want to upgrade it similar to how they upgrade the other Power Wheel stuff, because we're kind of looking for more torque. We're not really looking for speed, we're just looking for torque, and I know that the motor block is going to wind up needing that's why I'm going to be using the wheel bearing grease rather than using actual nylon plastic grease. And again, another reason I'm doing it is just because it is metal on the inside with all that as well. So we want to protect not only the nylon but the metal as well and help keep the heat down on the inside. At least that's the plan, but I will show you how it's put together, at least on the drive axle. There are these cotter pin looking things like this, and they slip over the axle, which you can see with a little bit of the marring here from when I took that one off. This collar keeps it in place on the inside, which I will have to clean these up. And then the wheel, at least this one, will slide in like so. So then once that slides in, that creates a wheel. So the plan right now is we're starting from the bogies up. So we got to get the drive unit cleaned up and reused and ready to go for the next round. The wheels, I would like to go ahead and get the axles cleaned up and get them at least in some kind of, I don't know about paint, especially for these because I know the axle spins, but something like that. We need to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and get these cleaned up. Just try to knock the rust off. I'm going to go ahead and show you the front truck. It's kind of interesting. So it's only got a single center section piece that looks like this. And these are the plastic kind of bolster, like paneling looking pieces. They're held on with one, let's see what side. No, these are not actually. That is weird. Okay, so these are press fit on. So if I just don't want to break it. It's 50-year-old plastic, but I do want to take these apart too and get this cleaned up because the rust on the top is not good looking at all. I like to get it cleaned up and at least maybe get it into a primer black. That way it has some chance of it before it rusts all the way through. I'd just like to go ahead and get it cleaned up. But so yeah, but this right here free spins. It's another reason for it. You can tell too from the way that the lines and the rust. So, but that's that one. This one doesn't look nearly as bad, but I still want to get it cleaned up. I think I'm going to focus primarily on the rear truck. We'll get into track in another video, but this is what I'm dealing with here. I think this is going to be it for this video. I kind of just wanted to show this off and see about bench testing the electric motor. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in another video.